Hi guys, Agsixdollstudio here today, and I'm with Isabel and Samantha. And so, the reason I'm making this video is to show you 3 simple and cute hairstyles you can do on your American Girl dolls. And so, these hairstyles are all really easy, but they also stay in really well, and they're really nice looking and pretty, and so that makes them great to do for photo shoots and stop motions and any kind of that thing. And so, the things you need to make these hairstyles, a brush. I'm using the American Girl doll brand brush. It's a wire wig brush, and I would definitely recommend having a wire wig one because it helps to keep the doll's hairs frizzed down, and it's just a lot better for their hair. Elastics or any type of ponytail holder to close off the hairstyles. I also have a couple of these large elastics just for bigger hairstyles. Water I would definitely recommend. It's not like required, but it's definitely recommended. I just have a pump spray bottle that used to have spray gel in it, and I cleaned it out and filled it up with water, and so that's really helpful to have. A comb, so if you have your doll a really long time, or if maybe you got her when you were younger and you weren't great at keeping up with her hair, it's good to have a comb because it's helpful to section off parts in your doll's hair. And bobby pins are definitely always a great thing to have when working with doll hair because it's a lot easier to just stick a bobby pin through a mistake instead of unraveling the whole hairstyle and having to redo it. And then I also have a couple of cute clips and accessories I can use to dress up the hairstyles. But other than that, that's really all you need. So without further ado, let's get started. Thank you guys so much for watching my video. I really hope it was helpful for you and that you learned some new hairstyles today that you can use. If it was helpful or if you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. And as always, please feel free to subscribe or comment. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on. So the first hairstyle I'm going to be teaching you guys how to do is the fishtail braid. And I feel like this is a really important hairstyle for girls to learn whether they use American Girl dolls or not, because it's just a very easy once you get the hang of it, and it's also really cute. And so to start off, I'm just going to have Isabel here, and I'm going to turn her head around. Sorry, that looks really creepy, but just so you guys can see what's going on with her hair while I'm doing it. So how I like to start every hairstyle I do is spraying down all of the hair with water, so that way you can just calm down all the frizzy pieces or flyaways, and then I just brush it out entirely. It's a good idea if your doll's hair is really tangled to hold onto her neck or face while you're brushing because it could reduce the risk of your doll's head loosening. Her hair looks really shiny in the light, I love it. So once her hair's all brushed out, going to want to section it into 2 pieces, 2 even pieces. And so once you've done that, you want to just kind of smooth it down and make sure it's completely nice and straight. And then you're going to take a piece from the outermost, either section, but the outermost closest to her face. And I like to twist this piece, and then you're just going to cross it over this section you just pulled it from and make it become a part of the other section. So you're going to repeat. On the other side, just grab a piece of the outermost hair, twist it, and cross it over to the other section. And so you're just going to be making a series of little X's down the back of your doll's hair. The thing I like about fishtails is that you can start them anywhere and end them anywhere. So you don't have to start your doll's hairstyle, fishtail, right at the bottom of her hair. You could start it at the top, right at her part, anywhere, and just make like little or thick or anything like that. And it's just a really easy to edit hairstyle. And you can stop it all the way at the end, or you could stop it down, like in the middle. And so I'm using pretty big sections just to get this hairstyle done so I can show you guys what it looks like, but I would recommend using very small sections because it gives it a more intricate look, or you could use big sections just to give kind of a messier look. So this is what the fishtail braid looks like once it's done, and I'm going to use a large elastic and just tie it off. I stopped my fishtail braid down at the middle of her hair, and you just brush it. There. Okay. This is what it looks like from the front, and if you see that there's any flyaways or mistakes, you can always just stick a bobby pin in it. And I just think this is a really cute hairstyle. especially if you can, because you can start it anywhere and end it anywhere. That's just really what I love about this fish. The hairstyle I'll be making a tutorial for is the Dutch braid, And so there's a difference between a Dutch braid and a Dutch French braid, and I will be showing you guys how to do the Dutch French braid. And so the first thing I like to do, I'm using Samantha, and she has very curly, wavy hair, and then she has bangs. And so I always start by brushing out the bangs. And so now I'll adjust her so you guys can see. Turn her head around. Okay, now you can see all her pretty hair. So just spray it down and brush it. I like to be a little careful if I'm using a doll with wavy or curly hair because I don't want to ruin the curls, but you can always refinger to style them in, so that's okay. So now her hair is all nice and brushed out. Actually, looks kind of like mine. And so to start for a Dutch French braid, you're going to start right at the middle or the top or anywhere you want. But I like to start by taking the outermost sections and pulling them back to make them become a part of the rest of her hair. And then, so you're going to section it into 3 sections, so just divide it up evenly. There. And so you're just going to start by crossing one of the sections under the middle section, and then the other section under the middle section as well. Then you're going to grab a little piece of hair from the bottom, the parts that just loose down, and you're going to add it to one of your sections and then cross it under once again. And do the same on the other side. Just grab a piece of hair, add it to your section, and cross it underneath. Kind of a hard hairstyle to do if you can't see what you're doing, so. And just keep repeating and grabbing and crossing. And just keep adding adding more hair into your sections until you run out of loose hair. So now it's braided all the way down, and I'm going to use 2 small elastics to secure it. It's bad to pull elastics open with your teeth, don't do it. Okay. And so now you have your Dutch braid. So this is what it looks like from the front. You can tuck it over her shoulder, anything like that. And I just really love this braid because you can also start this one like the fishtail anywhere you want. And so you can make little ones or big ones. And I'm just going to stick a bobby pin right here because I accidentally pulled a piece of her bangs back into the braid and it stuck out. And so this is the Dutch French braid. My last hairstyle I'm using Isabel. And I'm going to be showing you what I refer to as the Katniss Everdeen braid. I think that the traditional name for it would be kind of the lace braid or just like a side French braid. So to start, you're going to brush out the doll's hair. I've already brushed out Isabel's. And you're going to start on one side. I'm going to start on the right side because that's the way Isabel's hair parts. And brush it down flat. Then you're going to section off one piece of hair, a triangular shaped piece of hair right from the top of her head, right here. And brush that out, make sure it's nice and smooth. You're going to section it into 3 parts. You're just going to braid one section under the middle like we did in our Dutch French braid. And that's how you start this braid. Now, you're going to take another section of hair, just a loose piece, add it to one of your sections. Braid it under. And then you're not going to add any pieces to the other section, the one farthest away from her head. You're just going to cross it under without adding any other pieces. So the section closest to her head, add a piece of hair, cross it under, do not add any to the piece away from her head, cross it under. And you're just going to continue doing this around her head And I'm going to stop my video now and continue braiding, and I will show you guys. What I discovered while doing this video is that Isabel's hair is cut in layers. And so I wasn't able to braid all the way around her head, so it should, this is what it looks like on the back. It should, there I left a piece down, but it should go all the way around her head and down around the back. But since Isabel's hair is cut in layers, I wasn't able to do that, and so I stopped and just made a flowery bun on the end instead of braiding all the way around. But if your doll's hair is not cut in layers, or if it's just completely straight and nice, then I would definitely recommend the braiding all the way around, because I feel like it gives it more of a, you know, Katnissy effect. But this one's very fancy. And this isn't exactly Katniss's braid either, because it's a Dutch braid. Katniss's is a French braid. If you want it to look exactly like Katniss's braid in the movie, then you will braid over the sections, cross them over instead of crossing under, and you should get the. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope it was helpful for you and that you learned some hairstyles you can use in future videos or stop motions, or even just for fun. If this video was helpful for you, or if you just liked it, please feel free to give it a thumbs up, and as always, please feel free to comment or subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.